starting from a position where my opponent's legs are open, I could be in base here, I could be standing, okay, the hub of my structure here, or I could be right when this guy's legs pop open, I'm still on my knees, okay, right in this range here once the legs are open. Okay, I'm going to bring both arms underneath and through my opponent's legs, and I'll bring my hands to the floor and flare my elbows out. Okay, this pops his legs open and doesn't allow him to connect with hooks initially, because his first instinct is going to be to throw his legs down and connect with hooks if he can't circle his legs in from the top. So regardless if I'm entering from here, okay, maybe I was just opening his guard from this position. Okay, regardless, I'm bringing my elbows out, hands to the mat. Okay, immediately, before my opponent has a chance to move back, I'm going to karate chop him on the hip, put his thighs up on my shoulders. Now I scoot in and drag him up my thighs. Here. Okay, from this position, I'm going to reach, okay, with the same side lapel open and feed it to my other hand. Okay, already my elbows are trying to come tight to my body, and I'm going to begin to sprawl, connecting my hip to my opponent's hip and trying to connect my own elbows to my body. This hand now comes back and grabs the middle of the belt or pants, and both elbows literally touch my ribs. Okay, now I keep the connection with my hip, I keep my elbows to my ribs, and I don't rush. Okay, back straight, head up, hips in. I come around the corner, elbows touching my ribs, elbows touching my ribs, until I can pass the guard. So again, this pass is utilizing one of the most important principles in Jiu-Jitsu, and that is external rotation, elbows to the ribs, hips forward. It's the strongest we can be. Okay, so as I enter, both arms out, I pop, okay, his legs up, chop. Immediately, I scoot to the position where I'm ready to pass, and I suck his hips up to connect to my hip. Okay, now I'm going to open. I don't need a super deep grip. In fact, a medium grip is fine. Okay, and watch, my elbow closes in on this space and locks to my hip. Okay, locks to my rib. Okay, I'm trying to externally rotate to the extent that I can. Okay, my other arm now comes down as I throw my weight and grips the middle of his belt, pulling up, both elbows to the ribs, connecting with the hip, okay, back straight. Okay, no rush. Once the elbows touch the ribs, it's very hard to defend this pass. Okay, but both elbows have to touch. Now I start to come around the corner, driving, chasing his leg with my chest and hip pressure, come over the head, lock the near side hip, and secure the pass. Yeah, again, we talked a little bit about how he has 4 corners to his upper body, and that we want to always control 2 for a pass to the guard. Here we're controlling the near side hip and the far side shoulder. Okay, we're driving that way across his body, throwing our weight over his chest, okay, keeping ourselves strong in good posture by mobilizing our hips, engaging our hips forward, head up, elbows to our ribs. Okay, so we can grip with the thumb in. With a low grip, sometimes we can grip 4 fingers in. We can even get our elbows tighter to our ribs. Okay, it's important to note that one of the reasons we do this is because if I come out here with my elbow wide and try to lead with my hip, he's going to open my elbow here, and he's gone. Okay, so my elbows always touch, and you're not going to have much of a problem with this pass. Okay, one more time. Okay, so regardless of where I am, I beat the feet. I'm going to circle my hands in, pop my hands to the mat, open my elbows. Okay, now he's up on my hip. I open, feed, and close my elbows. This hand comes to the back of the pants, both elbows touching my ribs, driving, hips connected to his hip, not out here. Okay? Hip connects to his hip, driving, elbows stay on the ribs, and pass.